What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, weirdos? What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Raindrop Rain Drizzle Rain Dog. My co-host, co-captain, co-cult conspirator, co-sexy son bitch in charge, Uncle Juju.
What is up, babies? Tonight's episode is brought to you by the United East India Company. Because if you're going to subjugate the whole subcontinent of India, you're going to do it through a private corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, the United East India Company.
This guy's.
Yeah, basically that is the company that was set up by the Dutch and then later transferred to the English, which allowed them to basically rule all of that, like India.
Wow.
Because like back in the day, in the early days of colonialism, that's kind of how you did it without like forcefully showing up and planting your flag in the ground.
You learn something new every day here on Brain Dead.
Yep, pretty much every day.
Like,
It's usually about some sort of nightmare company that.
yeah, I don't really. I mean, like, unless like you guys got some weird episode of Jeopardy, I don't really know.
Well, it just kind of makes you realize that sometimes capitalism is not a good thing.
I mean, yeah.
But on the whole, Preparation H is better. No, but on the whole, it's better than like fascism or communism, which seem to be like the two extremes,
Oh,
right?
I forgot to say, we're on YouTube still. Everybody who's watching on YouTube, slam that like and subscribe button. You already know. And drop a comment down below on if you prefer fascism or capitalism. Nah, please don't do that. I mean, honestly, do it. Start the
No.
get our comments raging. I want to see people go ham. You know what I'm saying? I want to see people get angry.
The funny part is what's so funny about those two systems is that in the end, the fascists don't want to admit that they're fascists, and the communists don't want to admit that they're communists. So, like,
You just gotta let them
you
have their
have
fun,
people who
bro.
are like,
You just gotta let them have their
yeah,
fun.
you'll have people who are like, we should put America first, and it's like, yeah, that is fascism as a concept right there.
Bro,
And
the thing
then
is,
you have everyone who are like, no, we need to have collectivism.
I say this about, okay, I'm about to catch some shit. The SJWs don't
Oh, I
realize,
don't give a shit.
the SJWs don't realize they have their own version of hate crimes and, prejudice,
Yeah.
and prejudice towards a group of people, and it's the people who literally just don't know when they're offending you. Like, why do you hate me so bad? That
Yeah.
because if you tell me your pronoun, I'm not gonna be mad at you. I'm a fucking, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
This kind of taps into something that Lady Juju told me about this afternoon. Apparently, you can't have Mr. Potato Head anymore. It is now just Potato Head.
What?
Not that, like, yeah. And like the clothes and shit that they're gonna give him are exclusively gender neutral. Okay, that's cool. Like if it's like a specialty item,
What?
but a Mr. Potato Head is always gonna be a Mr. Potato Head. Like that's just a
What?
given.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, no, it's like they have.
It's a Mr.
They
Potato
have
Head.
Mr. Potato Head.
Why does it matter?
They have Mrs. Potato Head. They have Baby Spud. They have Darth Spud. They have fucking Luke's like Frywalker. They have like Obi-Wan Kenobi. You name all the Star Wars characters. There's Mr. Potato Head for it.
Yeah.
How
No.
the fuck are you gonna sit here and tell me that, oh, you're offended because it's Mr. when you have Mrs. and you're using pronouns? You know why we use pronouns? So we don't say things like you.
Yeah,
How
no.
awkward is that?
You're right.
And it's like, okay, if we're gonna replace it, can we like the whole like Zir and Zer thing, I kind of get that behind that a
I
little
don't
bit
know what
because
you're
it's
talking.
like,
I got
okay,
no fucking idea what you're talking about.
it's a proposed like third gender type thing, which is like neither man nor woman. Why it's Z and Zer and Zir or whatever. They have like their own conjugate of, you know, him, her, which I can get behind. You're replacing it with a whole different fucking word instead of just going like, hey, you, which sounds fucking
Yeah,
rude,
yeah, yeah,
especially in a
yeah.
formal setting where I could just go, hey, Mr. or hey, Mrs., you know? And
I
by
get.
all means, feel free to correct me, you know. Um,
Feel free to correct me.
yeah. Like, it's like those old SNL sketches. It's Pat. Apparently, that's also like super offensive now because it was some uh
Maybe we should move
like
on from words that are
gender
offensive
neutral.
now.
Yeah. Offensive.
Just
And
be.
then there, like, I was looking it up today, and just out of curiosity, the amount of people who have been quote unquote canceled in the last like year and a half.
Yeah.
Some of them I can get behind.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Some of them,
are worth it.
yeah, it's like, yo, okay, you absolutely fucking deserved it. Roseanne Barr, for instance, like,
Hosea is
I
trash,
don't
right?
stand by what she said at all. Yeah. But
I'll give
Gina
you that.
Carano, I'm still kind of confused by. like, like,
Somebody chick from Star
also
Wars.
in a weird way. Yeah. So she's like,
She up, bro. She was less famous before she got canceled than she is now. Come on, dude. Okay. Sorry, guys. Little error. Little error in
oh,
technology.
technical.
Soon it won't be a problem. We'll have it
Oh,
fixed.
yeah.
But they fucked up, bro. They tried to cancel her, and now she's more
Yeah.
famous than ever. Is what I was getting at.
Again, though, like, I'm just getting at, like, what, like, okay, so they tried to attribute cancel culture to Nazism.
I can't
In
hear
a
you.
weird way,
Couldn't hear
it's
you.
incorrect. Sorry. In a weird way, that's incorrect because everybody knows if you're liberal, the liberal equivalent of a Nazi is a communist, right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be easier to say that cancel culture is more indicative of, say, like Mao Zedong, which again
I
is,
don't know what the fuck that is.
people are using,
Hold on.
I'm
What
saying
am I
like people are
doing?
using these terms without actually, yeah, like,
What the fuck that is?
oh, that's affectionately known as Chairman Meow or Chairman Mao. He was the communist dictator of China back in like I think it was like the 1920s to the 1950s, like right around the same time as Stalin and all those assholes. Um, but again, like the people on the right call people on the left Nazis. People on the left call people on the right Nazis, which that is the technical term. If you're conservative and you keep going to the right, that's eventually where you end up.
Yeah, I
You know,
mean, go too far to the.
but if you're on the
Yeah.
left, if you keep going to the left, you're gonna ran right into like Sovietism and communism. So,
It's like, which one do
you
you
know,
really want?
both ends of this, yeah. So it's kind of funny when I think at least when neoliberals are like, oh my god, these are Nazis, and people on the right are also like, you're a Nazi. It's like, no, you're a communist. There's a
Well,
difference.
they're all a bunch of lunchboxes,
So
kind of.
again, it's like, so this chick tweets this out. It's historically incorrect, but hyperbolic in the same way. And they fucking fire her. Meanwhile, on the other turn, look at all the liberals in Hollywood who are sitting there screaming Nazi at Trump. So it's kind of not fair.
That's not true.
Although they,
That's not true.
although,
That's not true. I don't agree with you on that. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. I don't agree.
um,
It's the same. I believe she personally fucked up on what she tweeted, and she shouldn't have tweeted it. She's too famous. She should know better. Not really my problem. She knows cancel culture. It's just like how it is. And on top of that, uh, nothing like canceling her is equivalent. Can't compare her and Trump because
no,
Trump
no,
actually was doing things that were Nazi-like and
yeah,
Nazi-related. Like he literally, like the whole what was it, the Bible being upside down and shit like
yeah.
that. Like he literally was doing things that
Oh,
Hitler
yeah, 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 yeah.
literally did, and it's like you can't really like try to compare them. Is
Well,
That's me is like it's like trying to compare something super like
uh,
radical and
well, I also kind of feel like, okay, this is just my stance in general on this whole, like, what is, being a Nazi and what is it? Which again, like,
what do you
we need to
mean?
have a conversation
What do you mean?
now.
What is being a
First
Nazi and
off,
what isn't? Because it's pretty fucking clear to me.
no, 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 no. Well, I know,
I
but
mean,
what I'm getting at is not being able to post your opinion on Twitter is not the same as being put in a concentration camp. You get what I'm saying? Like the whole this is like the Holocaust kind of thing. Not even close.
well,
You are miles away from that. Like,
my buddy tried to say,
you know,
my buddy tried to say that it's like wrong that Trump got silenced no matter what he was doing because he's saying like that could be anybody. And I was like, no, that's not true. Not everybody
well,
initiated an
no,
attack
no,
on the fucking
not
Capitol,
everybody. Yeah,
and not everybody initiates
not
racism
everybody
so
takes it to the
blatantly.
extreme.
Yeah, not everybody's so blatant about their racism and
Yeah,
their hate. So it's like, no, you don't like when you sign up for Twitter. This is the difference, and when you go out and just
yeah,
talk shit in your house, you can say whatever the fuck you want in your house. That's free fucking will. That's your home. You own it. That's your land.
yeah,
You sign up on Twitter, it literally says you're not allowed to be hateful, racism.
yeah,
It literally says right then and there, like, you're not allowed to do these things. And he was breaking all the rules, and they kept giving him warnings, and they finally silenced his dumbass. And it's like, if
yeah.
you're mad about that, you're kind
And
of
it's
just
like,
silly.
and it's also kind of like you are unaware of the rest of the internet because I hate to point the direction, but we got fucking chans that are just loaded with toxicity to begin with, shit that we don't even know exists. That is out there. It's
By
like
the
if you really
way,
wanted a forum for that, you'd find it.
if you're watching on YouTube, I can't see the chat. So click on over to our Twitch if you
Oh,
want at BrainDeadXTV. Unless Juju's watching the YouTube
hold
chat
on.
like he's supposed to.
Yeah, I'm getting to it right now, boss.
Probably nothing though.
Right now.
But
Yeah, whole lot of empty.
I also want to say
Um,
fuck you to all the scalpers who literally cleared out all the Pokemon and Shining Fates in Salisbury. I will personally fight.
oh, I'm sorry, man.
So all I got was
Ha.
2 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but there's possibly a Blue Eyes White Dragon in that blue pack. So I hope.
Ooh. Ooh. Nah, but let's see. What else, what else is going on? Apparently, Chris Pratt was canceled earlier. Like again, I would like a list,
Okay,
just a running list on Entertainment Tonight.
Chris
Who's canceled?
Pratt.
Who's not?
I saw the Chris Pratt shit. I kind of looked into it, and once again, why are you, as a celebrity, knowing that nobody likes Republicans right now?
Yeah,
Don't swing your dick that you're a diehard Republican. Like, if you didn't tell people you were a conservative motherfucker,
yeah,
they wouldn't have tried canceling you. But he did it right when the Trump shit and the BLM shit's going on. So it kind of seemed like he was being like, he wasn't, I don't think. I think he was trying to be like, hey, I'm a Republican and I'm a decent dude. We're not all like that. But his timing of it was not appropriate. You know what I mean? Like he kind of
no,
he
no,
kind
no,
of did it to
no.
himself, man. He walked into a burning house. You know what I mean? Like he went into a burning house
Yeah,
to light a cigarette.
but
Like it's not safe. It's just not safe.
it's also kind of funny to me how it's like, yeah, you're canceled, but it's like, yeah, for like what? Until the next Guardian of the Galaxy movie comes out?
I mean, dude,
You
no,
know, like,
cause you don't know, man. That's the fucked up part about these people. They're like, oh, we're gonna cancel you, and then it's like,
yeah,
oh, we want you to make a movie, and like, what if somebody won't make another movie because of that now? You know, like, it could happen.
yeah, I could. Like,
And y'all want to
they could
y'all
be
want to
like,
jump,
no. And
y'all out here just want to jump to cancel people, not realizing they do other shit that you appreciate. And you're just going with the fucking
yeah,
Twitter crowd, not realizing like you might be ruining somebody's career and your own enjoyment. Like,
and it's also like, if you're gonna start, okay, this is kind of my problem with Hollywood. I have a lot of problems with Hollywood. First off, lots of
yeah,
pedophiles. Second off, lack of originality. Third off, China. You know, take your pick. But one of
take a pick.
the major issues is, so you have somebody like Harvey fucking Weinstein, the iceberg of shit and horror that,
Iceberg
is gonna hit the ship
Simpson.
and sink it, right? If you're gonna start going after him, unfortunately, there's a whole army of motherfuckers that are behind him that nobody is saying anything about. You know,
Yeah.
I'm saying like go after the predators, but also while you're at it, take down some of these motherfucking enablers
I
because
mean, yeah.
these are the ones that are sending the fucking actresses up to his hotel room. These are the guys who are going like, "Oh yeah, Harvey Weinstein's a great fucking person to work at." Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck done skirted that vortex of shit. You know, also has a
Never.
shitty tattoo on his back. Not,
I've
not that I'm gonna,
never. I've never really
talk
been
shit on tattoos, but
never been a big Ben Affleck fan. I'm actually chat. Hopefully, gonna get this filled in soon, right here, and then we're gonna fill in all these little space with little things with some stars. Not stars, they're like these little like black asterisks looking things that like Taylor Jerry tattoo style.
yeah, yeah.
But
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
yeah, I'm gonna look like a little pirate.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
again, dude, man, I mean, it's fucking culture. Like, um,
Yeah, a lot of tattoos.
I am looking forward though.
I got one on my stomach.
Yeah.
I drew that on $100 bill, and then told him I wanted it just like this, and then fucking paid him with that $100 bill. But it literally,
With the $100 bill you drew it on.
yeah. But yeah, I got that on my stomach. That's the only like tattoo other than on my legs and arms I have.
Yeah. No, I
Looks so
I
small.
got
Right there.
married before I
So small.
if I had yeah. If I had gotten inked before I got married, it would have been fine. But now that's just a can of worms I'm not trying to open.
I plan on.
Because now apparently Apparently, my body does not belong to me anymore.
I plan on by next year having most of my arms and probably some of my like lower and mid neck tattoos by next year.
Nice.
Trying to
You're not gonna do the full on like never gonna get a job again.
some point, yeah. I mean, because that's not really like a thing. My buddy Teddy is a nurse at in the ER for COVID, and before COVID, he was in regular part of the hospital, and he has a neck tattoo and his arms covered. You know what I mean? It's like not really so much like more about like who are you.
I don't think people care anymore.
It's about who you know and like what you actually do now, which is which I rather it be who you know and not what you look like. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
And
see, man, from the fucking.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I do plan on at some point this neck not being naked. Like I would by the time I die, I would like to be covered like in tattoos for the most part. Other than my back, really, I don't really care to get my back tattooed because it's like I'd rather get a tattoo on my ass cheek before I get my back tatted.
Yeah.
Because I know
it's also kind of like
it's like who's gonna see it other than people at the beach and shit, and like my wife. If I have a wife, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's like the only people I could think who would religiously see that.
One of the huge problems that I had. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you know me, I'm not gonna be on Instagram just showing off my back, like.
Yeah. No, yeah, no. One of the problems I have with that sort of mentality is the quality of server that we're getting at the restaurant is like, oh, well, you don't have any visible tattoos, so I'm going to hire you. Well, that person with non-visible tattoos is a fucking terrible waiter. But you passed over a person who had a glowing fucking review and, a rock star fucking application because he has a neck tattoo.
Yep, and he's probably the best server in fucking. He's probably the best bartender in Richmond.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, yo, you would be so surprised.
And Lady Juju is like, oh, well, it's because the clientele's a little bit older and they don't respect people like that. It's like, well, these are the motherfuckers that need to like, back the fuck up.
And understand this is reality. This is where you live. You live in
Richmond City. Give us a little bit of leeway.
You live in Richmond City. What the fuck do you suspect? Also, you're going to go get drinks in the city at a bar. Your bartender's going to have tattoos, whether you like it or not, somewhere. You might not see it, but they do.
Yeah.
But it's like, on top of that, though, it's like, dude, I worked at Pearl, and a bunch of old rich fucks came in there all the time. And they came in there to basically, like, they liked it because they knew they could tell, like, their dirty stories and nobody, like, listened or paid attention. And that's why you'd be some. I guarantee you, the first time you guys ever hire somebody with tattoos visibly as like a bartender or a server, that person is gonna be the most tipped person because everybody's gonna feel like, oh, this guy does not like give a fuck about. Like they're not gonna judge me. They don't give a shit. And that's like the whole thing. Like I like about having tattoos so visibly for me is that I feel like a lot of people off rip are like, all right, this guy is like, he's not gonna be like.
This guy's pretty chill.
Yeah, he's not gonna be like, you're a weirdo. Like, he has titties on his forearm. Like, he's not gonna.
Yeah.
I got fucking. You know how many religious people come up to me and are like, you carry bad omens because you have the devil tattooed on you. And I'm like, dude, I paid $13 for that on Black Friday. Like, the only reason I got it. I got it so I could remember I got a tattoo on Friday the 13th. You know what I'm saying? And then I went and got this a year later. But fuck that. I was like, you're silly, bro.
Okay. And these are also the same motherfuckers that are sitting here going like, God hates gays and God hates and God hates and God hates.
That shit's also reaching
the most
too, though. God
unchristian.
He didn't say he hates gay people. He hates pedophiles.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
It says don't lay with. It says do not lay with boy. Man or
again.
Oh, I didn't see man.
Again, you're going from
which book?
Well, depends on which interpretation. So, you're going from ancient Hebrew and Greek to Latin and then to English. That's the Catholic translation, right?
Yeah.
In England, you have this thing that's called the King James Bible, which is the worst fucking translation of the Bible
Ain't it ever?
ever made.
Ain't it ever,
So,
chat? Sorry if you guys
like,
like that
yeah, you
one.
basically had, yeah, no, this is the one that a lot of like white Southern Baptists, a lot of like the evangelicals use, a lot of the Protestants or whatever, because their king basically wrote a Bible. King James Bible means it was written by King James.
Man, fuck King James.
Not a theologian, not a scholar, not a man of the cloth, a fucking layperson wrote a Bible.
Have you seen that video of the
So,
new pope? People trying to shake his hand and kiss his hand, and he moves his hand away real quick. And he does it like 17 times plus in a row.
yeah,
Because everybody keeps trying to kiss his hand. He's like, no.
yeah, yeah. And Francis is like the most liberal pope that we have ever had.
Do you think he still fucks kids, though? That's the real question.
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. And I'll tell you why.
I can back you,
Because
France. Sis.
the minute he sat in St. Peter's chair, he basically went, you, you're out. And you, if these motherfuckers start acting up again, you have the authority to basically tell the police to get them involved immediately. He basically was like, we're not doing any more covering for these motherfuckers.
No, like, y'all are out. Like, fuck. Like, good. Because
yeah, he legitimately started.
Me. You know me, bro. I have no issue
No.
with religion, but I have an issue with fucking with kids and fucking with like anybody weaker than you. So it's like as soon as not getting punished for it, and that was my biggest problem with like Catholics was like.
The thing is that they, in the beginning, it was kind of like, on what authority do you go after a man of the cloth? Because if you're a priest, you are automatically a subject of the Vatican and the papal state, not, whatever secular government that you happen to be working for. That's why they did this whole, what I called the Holy Witness Protection, like,
Oh yeah,
witness protection program.
You mean holy pedo?
So
you mean holy pedo protection?
yeah,
It's the
hide the pedo.
It's the
find the priest, find the pedophile.
It's the holy pedo protection program, the HPPPP.
Yeah.
it's a
okay,
very strong organization of child fuckers who use God as a cover up to fuck kids.
Yeah,
pretty much. And
so okay, the original concept for the pedo island came from the Catholic Church, because the idea that they had was they had all these priests.
What if it was just
had
Epstein's
a
island?
Stack of complaints against them.
What if the pedo island?
So
was
what
just
they
the
wanted
Epstein
to do
island?
was
What if it was though?
They wanted to buy an island.
Excuse me.
In the Caribbean, set up a monastery, like a walled monastery, and send all the motherfuckers there.
Why would they buy
as
the
like
Caribbean?
A penal colony type thing?
That's for fucking
this deal almost happened, and would have happened.
So they don't have the
if
island?
the Pope at the time hadn't died.
I thought they
no,
did.
they didn't.
I thought they do have a pedo place. They send all the pedo priests to.
No. The idea was that they were going to do that, but instead they were just going to move them from parish to parish. So it's like
you
if
just keep
I think
doing
you
it
had like
different
20
areas.
complaints against you.
Okay.
They just keep And the idea was that they were going to try and put them in more remote locations. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking fuck.
Like this is why I cannot subjugate my children to Catholicism, even though they are getting better. So no matter what, that's a stain that will just never go away.
Do you guys push any religion on your children, or does
not really? We talk about God, but
do you guys talk about my boy Satan? Yeah, Satan rules.
No, because
I'm just kidding.
Because I have a hard enough time putting him to sleep. I don't want to scare the shit out of him just yet.
You're You know, dude, I feel you. I've met a lot of people who like. I know this one chick, my buddy's girlfriend, won't even look at my arm because she's so terrified of.
I yeah.
I mean, that's one
Yeah,
of my
Lady
favorite.
Juju doesn't like the
And
clowns
she
either.
doesn't either, but this is one of my favorite tattoos. The guy killed himself. The gold tooth.
R.I.P. man.
Yeah, but yeah, I've met
But
people who just
anyway,
like won't look
back
at it.
to
So I can
what
imagine a kid seeing like a certain tattoo and be
yeah.
like, or like telling a kid a story about Satan. Imagine like there's people in like
Yeah.
the deep South and
Yeah.
shit, like in Alabama. Is that the South? Is that the South? Right? That's South.
Yeah, that's out. Yeah, that's
The
that's the
South.
South. That's South goes, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Other than Florida, right? Right? Like Florida's.
Well, Florida is a weird amalgamation
I forgot.
of like
I
the
forgot.
South and Northern rejects.
We're not acknowledging Florida anymore. I forgot. We're making sure Florida disappears. We just can't acknowledge it anymore. So the southernest you can go is Alabama now. We're never talking about Florida again because Florida's not real anymore. Everybody in Florida, I'm sorry. I have homies there. I love you. You need to get out.
Yeah.
But all right, so there's people in Alabama though and shit, dude, like at churches who like teach kids from like when they can first understand words that like you fuck up, the devil will fuck you. Like the devil will destroy
You're on
you.
that, yeah.
Yeah, the devil will fuck you over 18,000 times a day for infinity and beyond. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo,
Hey, quick question.
stop telling kids that.
Yeah. Let me see that devil tattoo one more time. Just out of curiosity, just show it. Kind of want to make a point, dude. That's nothing.
It's like a
That
it's like a
that
like a demon.
I would be more okay. I would be more, yeah. I would be more concerned if you had gotten like a pentagram, like an upside down pentagram.
But I fucking didn't.
Like, yeah, like an actual like diabolical sigil somewhere on your body. You know, I'd be more worried about that. To be honest with you, and yeah, and I mean that's kind of like almost cartoonish in a way. Not that I'm saying that it's not a great tattoo, but yeah,
it was off of Friday the 13th. Oh, like, hey man,
yeah.
I got this on the Friday the 13th of whatever year, and people are just.
You went to Lucky 13.
No, I went to Monkey.
Oh, and again, it's just so stupid to me. And these are the same people that. All right, I'm gonna put my back scratcher down. This is kind of gonna be a minute, real quick though. So, in like the 1600s, you had a priest that was going around claiming that like he was having affairs with nuns and shit.
Yeah.
And these nuns inevitably started coming down with the classic signs of demonic possession. So, what the authorities decided is at the time the French were kind of dealing with like religious wars. So, it was like you had the Huguenots, which are, the Calvinists, the Protestants, the people that are AKA not Catholic.
Yeah.
And you have the Catholic authorities, which, by the way, France has always been super Catholic up until like the revolution and all that. So what they decided to do was they were going to have, yeah, what they were going to do was they were going to have a good old fashioned exorcism off, and they were going to see which one actually worked.
Like they just had a bunch of different
these nuns in, yeah.
Oh my!
So you had
God.
I think it's like in one of the grand cathedrals. They bring in the nuns. They have the Catholic exorcists that were sent by the Vatican, and you have the Protestants and their ministers the reason why most Protestants don't touch on exorcism or demonic possession is because of this.
Okay, I'm listening.
So what they
You
found
listening,
out
chat?
was that Protestant prayers don't have any effect on like demonology. Catholics kind of get away with it more because they have like the ritual and the ceremony of it all. Protestants got rid of all of that shit. So they're literally just yelling Bible phrases at people that are like, possessed by the devil. Like
Yeah.
nothing happened. The Catholics had more of a success rate because they go through like the whole ritual of like, the stow and the bread and the cup and the water, and they go through all that shit, so it kind of like ramps up the room a little bit. So the Protestants are like, okay, you know what, no, we're not going to deal with this, we're not going to deal with it. So if you ever feel like you're possessed by the devil and you go to a Protestant revival, that's why you have to keep coming back, because their shit does not work.
That,
So whenever you see those people, they were like yelling and hitting people with Bible, no effect at all. None whatsoever.
may the Lord Jesus Christ repent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers, no.
Those are the cult motherfuckers who just use religion to like cult you in.
These are the ones that go from like city to city and they set up their tents. Like, you don't see that really in like Virginia and Maryland, because Maryland is also like was founded as a safe haven for Catholics, for English Catholics. That's why it's called Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the deep south, you have these like Protestant revivals where they just go around to set up a fucking tent. This is where you have like the faith healers, the people who are like, I'm casting out demons. It's like,
Are you?
maybe? Are you though? Because like if the same dude has to come back to you like 6 times in a week, it's not working.
I mean, dude, the thing is, like,
But don't get me wrong, like Catholic
the thing
exorcism
is,
is only like
though, man.
temporary, but
There's a thing though. There's a thing here. We're also talking as if like everybody who hears this believes that that shit's real in general. There's a lot of
believes in, yeah,
a lot of people who
yeah,
watch exorcisms and are like every single one of these is fake. I'm not gonna lie. I've watched a
yeah.
few.
A huge percent of them are.
I've only seen 2 on video that I was like, okay, there might be something going on here
Yeah,
that's a little weird, cause
yeah,
like this one lady I saw, she looked like she was actually like in fucking pain, and just like it was weird, bro. Like I
yeah,
almost wanted to turn it off because I was like, I I don't know, I just did not feel comfortable, and I've never felt that way
yeah,
watching like content like that,
yeah,
other than one like ghost
yeah.
video we watched together. On stream, and I was like, yeah, I'm good on this.
I'll be honest with you, man. There's a lot of like Hollywood embellishment that goes on. So like my understanding of it is the reason why the Catholic, first off, if you're gonna get an exorcism from the Catholic Church, you can't just walk up to them and be like, I need help.
Yeah,
They have to put you through a screening process that is fucking rigorous. So they want to rule out everything before they even look at you. They want to make sure that it's not mental illness, it's not some sort of physiological thing, it's not a neurological thing, it's not environmental. When they investigate, which is so funny because they're willing to do this for people who are like under demonic possession, but not at the time willing to do that to priests who are touching people.
yeah, which
Which, by the way, if you have an exorcism and the exorcism doesn't work, it's not the priest that did it wrong, it's the priest is not pure.
yo, could you
So
imagine some like imagine you get possessed and the guy who like fucks with you as a kid is your exorcist.
that usually usually it's not everyday priests that are trained in that way. It's a specialization within Catholicism. So, like, you have to go to Vatican. There's only one school. There's only one like person who trains everyone else. It's not just like, oh, you're a priest, you can automatically exorcise demons. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're
Um.
good. I'm just gonna open
Also, funnily enough, the same people that are yelling at you about your tattoo are the same people that are yelling that Harry Potter is demonic and that Yu-Gi-Oh is demonic
I know.
and
Alright, chat. We got that pack.
Magic the Gathering is satanic. Um,
Possible
one of
blue
my
eyes white dragon in here.
yeah.
See what legendary we got. We got a Eradicator.
That's a nice one.
Holograph.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. It's hollow though. It's bent to shit. There's scuffing on it.
Yeah.
Probably a 7. Alright. Let's do this real quick. I've been looking at these. I open. I don't know if there's a card trick. So we're gonna just it. Like this.
Oh my god.
I remember this.
Oh yeah.
Primal Seed.
I remember that from the show.
Gale Lizard. Oh wait, was that Oh my god, do you remember this ugly mug? Hey, you guys remember?
Let me see. Oh yeah.
Card. I want to focus because I moved my. All right, so we didn't get a blue eyes. This is our rare.
Oh, that's cool.
The rare.
Well, that's a pretty card, actually.
Fucking. It's a pretty cool card. You just can't see it really.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this. Oh, okay. This is the pack with the blue eyes. This is the one. This is the one, chat. Right. Following. Oh, you probably remember this dude.
Yeah, I remember getting a couple of those.
Oh wait.
Yeah. There we go. Chain disappearance trap card. God damn.
The rare was a trap.
Oh! I got a red eyes black dragon holographic. I got a red eyes black dragon. It's fucking black. It's fucking. Let's fucking.
Nice.
That's like the second best thing you could have got. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. I almost want to wake my fucking roommate up.
Yo, this is a 1996 Red Eyes Black Dragon Hollow, dude. Stop fucking. Yo, stop playing me, son. Stop playing me. Stop. Stop. Yo, stop playing me. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Stop. You have no idea. Like, this is like pulling like the Charizard of Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
Holy
It's an Egyptian god card.
Dude, I can't believe I just did that. Holy shit, I didn't even look at the other cards yet. Oh!
Got another banger. You remember this, dude?
Dude, I had so many fucking cards. Yeah, I
I
remember
can't
that.
believe I just got this, dude. Oh god.
Dude, if we get big enough, we gotta do a fucking tournament.
Dude.
Ugh.
Man.
Nah, man,
I just
that's fucking tight, man.
you get
Ah,
and then I got a beaver war.
fucking.
Sounds for obvious reasons.
You know that some of the people who translate these cards are like, I'm gonna start putting in some sexual shit like that nobody will know.
There's no way.
Yeah, beaver warrior, beaver liquor, Oh, I don't know where I was going with that. That's all right. Anyway, moving on. Dude, I remember dealing with kids whose parents didn't want them to play Pokemon because it dealt with evolution.
Oh, I have friends. Like, Sonic toward. I don't know. Broke.
What's really funny to me though is that like the diehard like holy rollers are the ones that are also like, you know, the government is the government's being taken over by the reptilians who are, ancient dinosaurs that moved to another planet. And it's like, okay, uh yeah. So like you think that Hillary Clinton is a lizard person and they're like the ones that are secretly running the government, but you're also a holy roller. So isn't that evolution and space travel and aliens in the same fucking thing?
Buddy,
No,
like you were
no. And communists. It's just a fucking like I honestly think that the political spectrum is not even like a line. It's a fucking circle. So like in the middle you have like or if you imagine a circle on the top part you have like your moderates who are people like you and me who are normal average everyday people who are not super diehard one way or the other. And then opposite to us is the extreme motherfuckers who are trying to eliminate the world because of X, Y, and Z. Going to come around to that point if you're fascist, communist, Islamist, whatever. Anything that is an ist, that is an extreme, that is that point. You are like opposite of moderation. So I think it's a giant circle, if you ask me.
So, tell me if you believe me.
Sure.
There's more dumb people in the world than there is smart. And on top,
Yeah, I believe you on that one.
On top of that, take the dumbest person you know, cut it in half, and that's the normal intelligence of a person. Like that is
Yeah.
we aren't like I think you personally, like, I think we're both intelligent people, just in different ways. You know what I mean? Like, I think you have.
Yeah.
I think some things you're more informed on, and there's things I have more knowledge on. But more so, what I'm getting at,
Yeah.
it's terrifying that the normal.
Oh, sorry.
It's terrifying that the normal is stupid as fuck, and that I'm sorry to say it, but our dumbasses are like smart compared to the normal person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What bothers me, man, and this I began to notice when I was going to the Roxy on the whole. Preparation H feels great on the whole. I would walk into the bar and have this realization that it's like, okay, if I am the smartest person in the room, it's not because I'm super smart, it's because y'all have a problem. You know? Like if I'm the that I'm walking into and I know it, the rest of you are fucked, man. Because like
I shouldn't be the
in
smartest
the
person.
grand scheme of things, I should not be. Um I also just kind of get the feeling
I definitely get what you're saying though,
that
because
a lot of it has
I don't know, man. Because like when I lived in Richmond, not so much in Salisbury. When I lived in Richmond, I was like the ringleader out of all my
yeah.
out of all my homies. You know what I mean? I got everybody together.
Yeah.
I did all that shit, and it wasn't because I was the smartest. I think I just like I'm not scared to fail or be wrong. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people
Yeah.
who won't do things because they're scared they're gonna be wrong or look dumb, and I'll be one of the first people to be like let me go ahead and see if this is cool. If it's not, fuck it. But at least I tried. You know what I mean? It's better than just never knowing.
And I'll be honest with you, man. The worst feeling in the world is when you are so smart that it comes off as dumb. So, like, an example of this is trying to explain like political theory to somebody who is not political and just doesn't get it. And you're sitting there going like, no, I know I'm right. And they're just
Yeah.
going like, you're kind of dumb.
Like,
It's
fuck
like,
you.
it's like it's not that I'm dumb; it's that you're dumb.
Yup.
Like,
You know, real quick, I forgot to say this before.
yeah, sure, man.
I almost bought 2 boxes that had 2 packs. Each box had 2 packs in it with a hollow, and I put one back. And
Yeah,
one pack of 2 I had this in it. Somehow I got it.
yeah, man. That's fucking like that's
It's a
some like,
couple. It's a couple $100
fucking
card, right?
chance and shit.
It's a couple $100 card
Yeah.
right there. I
Yeah.
paid $14. That's my gambling though.
I mean,
It's
damn.
it's equivalent to me
Yeah.
playing poker almost.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a higher risk.
Yeah.
There's less of a chance of getting shit in these.
Yeah.
It's like
Another problem that I think we have as a society is we tend to equate wealth with intelligence.
you're
Like,
so right. I said this. I
it-
clipped that a while ago
Yeah.
on chat. I'm not gonna cut you off. I'm just gonna say real quick. Wealth and having like popularity somehow makes you more correct than fact. You know what I mean, facts
No.
don't matter apparently in today's world.
I just like that aspect of it. I've never understood. Another thing that I kind of find funny. There's a great series on Vice. It's called While the Rest of Us Die, which is basically all about like the government's contingency and the wealth of the and the rich and the powerful, their plans for what happens when the fucking world ends. And what it comes down to is this thing that's called elite panic. And what it is that in any given situation, when shit hits the fan, for the most part, dudes like you, me, my parents, everybody else in the world, It's like, let's say, for instance, there's an earthquake that, like, destroys all of Richmond, and my dad has the only kitchen that is functional, and we have all the food and shit. We're gonna start opening the kitchen and start feeding people. We're doing it because we need to do it to survive, but it's also like we do it because we know that people need help.
Yeah.
The people who freak out in situations like that, it's not the normal people. It's the people who have money.
Because they never
Because
had.
they are gonna freak the fuck out.
They're not used to like
Because
having
their
everything
society, their whole view of society, yeah,
is crumbled, and it's like they
they're
never.
used.
You know
They're
how
not
many
used
times my
to-
view of society has been crumbled in front of me? It's like at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm ready for the next one. Like,
Yeah.
like let's go. Like, oh, I lost
Yeah.
my house. All right, I guess let's find a fucking whatever somewhere comfy to sleep.
So one of the things that they were talking about on this series was dudes like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and a bunch of other unspoken billionaires got together with the guy who used to do planning for the contingency of government, like the continuation of government programs that they have, which are like all the underground bunkers where all the fucking like the Congress and the FBI and all that shit, the ones that are going to survive, quote quote.
Yeah.
So he got together with these guys, and they were like, we're building all these bunkers and shit, and how to get to New Zealand and how to, all this stuff. And they were like, well, how do we go about paying mercenaries to protect our compounds from normal, average, everyday people who are starving and dying? And his advice to them was fucking chilling, but also on point. He was like, okay, don't think about paying them when the world ends, when money has no value. Pay for their daughter's tuition, pay for their fucking kids' bar mitzvah, pay for their mother's surgery. Do nice shit for your guards now so they'll remember it when the angry mobs come to storm you because you have food and they don't. And it's like, and the people were like, yeah, I guess we can do that.
That's
Or we can just
insane.
build, bigger
you-
walls.
And you can only do that if you're rich.
It's insane. Yeah. So while the rest of us have to fend for ourselves, like Jeff Bezos is going to be sitting in his fucking bunker. But what the reality of the situation is that they're not going to make it either, because all of their wealth, all of their planning, all of that literally goes to shit the moment that something happens. Prime example was 9/11. 9/11 happened. They fucking like hit the two towers and the Pentagon. All of the fucking what do they call it, the heads of the Army, the Navy, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, nowhere to be found. Donald Rumsfeld, who was the defense secretary, was out on the lawn of the Pentagon trying to help people who were injured. He was out of commission. They took Dick Cheney into a fucking basement in the White House, who had no phones, no TVs, no communication whatsoever. George W. Bush is sitting in a fucking elementary school with a bunch of kids. They had to get him airborne. Nobody knew where the fuck he was. So when it came down to it, all of their plans, like luckily 9/11 was a contained event. If it was like a nuclear strike, we wouldn't have a government right now. Because they were so uncoordinated and had no fucking idea what the actual plan was, that the continuation of government went right out the window. They couldn't do it.
Anybody could have did whatever they wanted. It's kind of crazy to think.
And the frightening thing is that it was also like the storming of the Capitol was a wake up call that you used to think that the Capitol building, you get anywhere near that,
You're
like
dead.
machine guns were gonna come down from the ceiling, and like
Well, I have this.
anti-aircraft guns are gonna come out of the ground.
I have this
And,
strong.
like,
I have this strong argument that if anybody else did it, something like that would have happened. But because those people did it, only one person really got killed.
Yeah.
and I stick to that.
I mean,
I don't care. I don't care if anybody has a different
there were a couple
opinion.
people who got killed.
No, I mean only one person got shot though. I'm pretty sure only one
Yeah,
person
but
was killed.
I'm saying like
I mean, I'm pretty sure like 2 other people died, but I don't think anybody.
in the crowd, there were a
Mm.
couple cops that were killed,
I don't give a fuck about them. They
like
let
by
them
the
in.
rioters.
A bunch of cops let him in, and a bunch of cops were taking photos with him too. So I don't really
Yeah,
fucking care. Fuck 12.
yeah.
But my point being is
Um,
that I don't care what anybody tells me. I believe that more people would have been instantly shot if it was a different group. That's just my.
yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it's. Yeah, I will say this though. I think it's interesting that again the elites panic when everybody else starts saying we're fed up.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
perfect example of this is in Russia. You have what's called Bloody Sunday. So the
What is
Russian
that?
workers, this is in like before the collapse of like the Romanov
I can hear you.
dynasty. The people got together. They got together with their priests, with their local officials. They wanted to present a petition to the czar to basically
Czar.
allow basic human rights, food, freedom, freedom of the press. Easy things to deliver on. So they get a horde together. They have all their saints because the Russians are very orthodox society. So they have all their saints and Jesus Christ on the cross and all of that. They march to the Winter Palace. The czar at the time was not there, and they didn't know that. So the guards were there, and they were like, well, what do we do? There's this huge crowd of people that are amassing in front of the gates. One of the captain of the guard was like, let them in, let them talk to whoever they need to talk to, and they'll go away. The other captain was like, no, fuck this. We need to send like a warning. So what they did was they fired their weapons above the crowd. Well, in the trees were hanging out a bunch of boys who were just kind of there to watch the proceedings. A couple of them got shot. The crowd got pissed. So the guards, what do? Instead of telling them to disperse, they opened fire on their own fucking people. Because they literally freaked the fuck out.
Sounds about right, that doesn't it?
Massacres like this happen. I mean, no, not at all. And even the czar at the time was like, who let this happen? Because he was like, I would have, if I had been there, I would have smoothed everything over. He would have been the czar of the people, and they would have loved him. But instead, they gave him the name Bloody Nicholas, and that's what led to the assassination of his whole family.
Bloody Nicholas.
So,
what a name.
Yeah,
What a name.
I mean,
Who on this show lets me have
this
a
shit
mustache?
I'm sorry.
I was making a joke. I said, who on this show lets me? I mean, dude, people are
What?
weird. Government
mean-
sucks. It's all fucked, and that's pretty much like
Yeah, man.
McDonald's. I'm loving it.
And also, money does weird.
I just-
Another evil corporation.
I won't lie, they got a fire spicy crispy chicken
Responsible
sandwich.
for the. Yeah,
Right now, it's pretty fire.
I hope so. If at the cost of the Amazon rainforest for cattle grazing.
I didn't know that, but McDonald's is cheaping up the streets, so
Yeah.
we gotta do what we do out here, boys. I'm sorry. I don't eat beef though.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they do poultry farming there
That's-
too, but
That's good on you. Oh yeah. Well, poultry is mainly done in the United States.
a lot of it's done where I live.
Again, industrialized farming, but sure.
I mean, dude, chicken farming smells like shit. It's so bad. Like my whole city, my whole town, whatever you want to call this place, smells like fucking chicken poop because whenever they're like doing the thing, it just just drive through Eastern Shore.
Yeah,
And tell me it doesn't smell like chicken shit to y'all.
dude. Yeah, man, it's man, I've been close to like a fucking what do they call it, an abattoir or whatever, like where they slaughter all the cows. That shit smells horrific.
Gross. Not
like
pleasant.
like you're sitting there, yeah, you're sitting there going like, I'm gonna eat my steak, but damn, this shit smells.
Ah,
Like
hear
weirdly
that?
enough, even weirdly enough, when they pull out like the New York strip or like the fillet or anything like that, and it's in like that huge hunk of meat, that shit smells like shit.
That shit smells like shit. Heard it here, chat.
Yeah, because
What a description.
it's like fat and blood, and it has a very distinct smell that you're like, is there a sewer drain nearby? Because
Yes.
like, damn. Real facts though, my son asked me this morning where his poops go, and I had to go and
Oh.
show him the manhole and be like, "This is a sewer, buddy. This is where all your poop goes."
Who's taking my turds? Who's the turd taker? Where do the turds go?
Also, dude, like it's
I
like, "Daddy, I have to poop in the potty," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, go do what you need to do." So he's like, "Come here, I want you to see it." And I was like,
oh.
okay, I guess I'm going to. Oh my god, damn! Like the first thing that hits you is the fucking smell. Then you look at it and you're like, that came out of you.
For the size of your young
And of
son's
course,
shit.
no, I'm not telling you how big it was. I'm just saying, like, I was impressed.
Well, that's enough to tell me how big it was, dude.
um, I pulled the whole classic. Hey Meredith, Lady Juju, come here. You gotta smell this.
Oh my god, I'm sure she appreciated that.
I was all proud of it. No, she was like, I'm not going to look at shit and I'm not going to smell it either.
Cause who does?
Again, though, us men, we're
No,
so proud.
no, fuck you! Don't include me in that. If my son's like, "Hey, come look at my turd," I'm like, "No, bro. Unless there's blood in it, flush that thing." I'm so good on seeing your
Oh,
turd.
come on.
No.
You
No.
know, it's kind of like my turn's bigger than your turn, you
No,
know?
I've never been in that boat, dude. Ask my buddy Mike. I get pissed when he sends me fucking pictures of his shit on Snap. One day I got super pissed, and he was like, "When you stop doing it?" Because I was like, "Bro, I was at dinner with my girl."
Dude,
Like,
did I did I ever show you one of the two homeless shits that were outside of the restaurant?
No, that sounds terrible.
Oh,
Why did somebody
first off,
shit
I
outside a
have on my
restaurant?
phone, it comes up every now and again. The homeless.
You just
Where
found
else are they gonna do it?
some turds out back of your restaurant.
Yeah, like right in front of the back door twice. So
What?
the first time, yeah, the first time it
What?
was like a Sunday, and
Chad.
it had, yeah. I have the surveillance videos, man. I caught them twice,
You watch
like
somebody
actively shitting.
You watch somebody actively shit on camera?
I had,
No, I'm just saying that like
I had to.
you actually
because
caught somebody on camera actively shitting.
two different people,
That is hilarious.
and also really fucking gross.
No, yeah, it's pretty gross, but
Um, the funniest one though was the second one because the lady who does the bread and pasta, she came in at like 10:30. I came in at like 11. So in between me and her, this dude comes over, looks around, fucking pulls down his pants for the sidewalk. Like not really the sidewalk, but like the entrance way. So like there's like concrete, and then in our door it's like tile. So he diarrheaed all over the tile, like pulled his
why?
pants up and walked away. And then like 10 minutes later, I pulled up and
What?
walked up and was like, oh, there's a mountain of shit in front of the door.
Is there like privacy where these homeless people are doing this behind the restaurant, or is it just like out in the open?
It's kind of out in the open, so it's kind of like
Oh
the same
my
thing of like
god, this is so much worse.
when yeah,
I was hoping
when
like
you're
they're like actively shitting here because it's somewhere private, but no, they're just like, all right, fuck it, like I can't hold it no more, like
yeah,
let's let it go.
yeah. They just kind of hovel over, and especially early in the morning, like that part of Broad Street is relatively deserted. So it's kind of
Excuse
like,
me.
have you ever had a massive amount to drink at a bar and you go out to the parking lot to take a piss?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
No, no.
But just homeless and
It's a turd, bro. This
instead of piss, it's shit.
doo-doo
And the
turd.
funny part is like for me, it takes me at least like 15 to 20 minutes to sit there, squat, and like get comfortable. These motherfuckers, it was like pants down, shit, pants back up, gone.
Well, dude, they're probably in this scenario where you know what's funny about this? I I worked at Pasture across the street
Yeah,
from where you are. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
we a couple of times found human shit behind that place, which was like, what the fuck, dude? Broad Street's right behind it. Like, why? And now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably homeless people who are talking about what you're saying.
Yeah, it is. No,
They've been eating like shit out the trash. They just got like food poisoning. So like, oh,
yeah.
they've been holding in this dump, and they're like, I'm about to shit, bro. And they just sit and just like, have you ever like? I know this happened to you, like, or at least me. I've definitely had it where like I sit down and immediately just blow one, and then just like get up, and then like I'm good. And it's like usually the grossest one. This is
Well,
the
my
worst. This is the
my
worst.
thing,
We need to move on from talking about
yeah.
shit and homeless people. I'm so sorry. We need to. This is gross. I don't think anybody wants
I
to hear
will.
about this.
I'll move on, but I gotta get this in right quick. I gotta at least wipe with something. I can't go around with a dirty butt
Yeah, that's
all day. Like that is the
nobody
most
should.
uncomfortable feeling in the fucking world.
Nobody should walk around all day.
Like that's why I was so. That's why I was so pissed in the beginning of like the coronavirus because it was like you couldn't find toilet nowhere.
It's like,
I was
yeah,
like,
like I'm just trying to wipe my
well,
butt.
yeah, it's like yeah, and you never have enough like you never have enough toilet paper to wipe your ass with. Like me, I do like a few times this way, just to be sure. So
Oh my god, dude. You need to get some dude wipes so you don't need to do. Dude.
even if I had dude wipes, I'm using like 3 or 4 of them,
No,
like
you wouldn't. You would use
just
like
to be comfortable.
you would use two. No, trust me. You would use two, and then you would use like 3, 4 pieces of toilet paper. I'm telling you, you trust me. Try it out one day. Unless you just have like a disgusting ass and it just like Pompeii's everywhere every time. It just erupts.
It's not that. I just feel comfortable when I'm like I have a mountain of toilet paper
And you're the
that I
reason
know
the
I'm gonna like clean this up with.
you're the reason the Amazon
And the worst
rainforest is
part
dying.
is like this afternoon I'm like, okay, Tony, I gotta wipe your butt because and Meredith's like, you're telling your kid's telling your son how to wipe your butt, and I'm like, yeah, and he's like, but you don't do it. I'm like, really? Really, you gotta put me on blast like that? Like, if I
Yeah.
didn't, it would be worse. Like,
What the fuck? Oh my.
she's like, I wash your underwear, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Okay. Man, they
Well,
always get you with that.
anyway,
They always get you with that one.
oh,
Do your laundry.
always, always.
I make you dinner.
I do your laundry. I
I eat your ass, dude.
do other things.
I'm just kidding.
Like, again, like we had this weird conversation where it's like, well, if it tastes like, I forget what she said, but it was something like, as long as it's my shit, I'm not concerned. Because she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, if you're eating other people's shit, it means you're licking other people's asshole, and I'm not okay with that.
Wow. Well,
Like, if you know what other people's shit tastes like, I'm not okay with that because it means that you're doing that. You know, man logic.
Yeah, you're right. I definitely feel that though. You hear something worded weird, you're like, huh? What are you doing? Oh,
Yeah. Anyway,
man.
man.
Uh,
I'm sorry about being late, guys. Yeah, I gotta go deal with some shit tomorrow morning. But I'm not looking forward to it.
well, guys, remember, never offended, always recommended.
Oh,
I'll probably be live tomorrow if I don't end up doing. I hope everybody
yeah.
has.
If you're not doing it in the afternoon, if you want to do it at night, I'll hit you up.
All right, brother. Well, you guys have a great night. We love you.
Peace.
Remember,